We are back with another episode for the Free PMS Ladies Podcast Show.
Woo woo!
Yes. Everybody's learnt now.
That's the
To show
first
the
and the last
excitement.
time.
I'm your girl, Queen P.
I'm Snoop.
And I'm back. The Shade Queen. You tried to get rid of me. I'm back. This time due to popular demand.
Not
I
due
don't
to
know who
popular-
these demanding.
No.
Honestly.
Nobody is. People are demanding that you not.
Not true. Not true because I'm back.
And we are going to have, this is going to be a segment where it's not going to be every week, but we're going to have story time with the Shade Queen.
That's
As you
right.
don't know, she's the Dates from Hell specialist, but she's also coming back with just different kinds of crazy stories.
Just for you.
Ain't no one requesting it.
Exactly.
Now what I heard.
Okay.
Okay, normally, this is story time with the Shade Queen.
Boo.
What? I was actually going to have my whoop whoop.
No.
as you have.
There is no whoop whoop. Just get on with your story, child.
Whatever. But okay, I'm going to switch it up just a little bit. So I started watching another show yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's called Wives with Knives.
Whoa.
My specialty.
Yeah, there we go. It should be you saying the story. Just to switch it up just a little bit. But okay. But with these shows, okay, I do not have an overactive imagination. I am not making this stuff up. I couldn't if I tried. But these everything that I tell you, these stories are true.
Right.
And I don't tell Queen P, Mad Nick, or Snoop before. So everything you hear is a natural reaction.
Thank you for that. Now
Just
get
in
on with the
case,
story.
Just in case people might think, that you're fake. Like, okay.
If they saw you with your weave and your
Have
fake
you seen this? If you see this wig that this woman's wearing right now, how it's half on her head. Talking about my wig.
Okay, go for it.
Let me set the scene for you, as only the Shade Queen can do.
Oh, Lord.
God,
This is-
sisterly
this
love.
Gotta love it, Still waiting for that, Are you my sister result?
Yeah,
Maury said no. We went
yeah.
to paternity court, which is on
Get on with the
on
story
Sky
girl.
now. I am the sister. Okay, let me set the scene for you. Okay, this is America, as most of these ones are in America. So this story starts in 1993
Wow.
when I was a youth.
Okay.
You guys too, but you guys are a bit older than me.
Okay.
Okay, so back in 1993. So this is in Baltimore, in Maryland, in
America.
US, not
Mhm.
Maryland. That's near Forest Gate, near Stratford.
Mhm.
Not them ends. Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, and it's about this girl called Jamila. Not Jamelia, Jamila.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
And at this stage, she's 14 years old.
Oh,
Mm.
bless.
And
Is she like
she's-
South American? Like she?
No.
Because like just the name Jamila.
She's black.
Oh, okay.
She's
alright.
not. No. And she lives in a really rough area. She lives in the hood,
Right.
and
okay.
there's all these drug gangs, and
Yeah, we know what the hood is like. Get on
Okay,
with it.
just elaborating. And danger all around her. And basically, her home life is her dad's not in the picture.
Right.
She lives with her mum,
Right.
and her mum has always got a boy. Her mum's got a boyfriend.
Oh, one of them.
And the thing is, her mum always puts the boyfriend before.
Above the kids.
kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
her man slaps the mum around. Never laid a hand on Jamila. Slaps
Mm.
the mum around every day. Is verbally abusive. It's just crazy.
right.
So the only escape that she has is her studies.
Right.
So she's full on, making sure she's doing well in
Good
school,
girl. Good.
because she had a sister, or has a sister that's a few years older than her.
Mhm.
Same upbringing,
Yeah.
and her only way out, she thought, if she just marries early, gets out of the home,
Then yeah.
she'll be good. The only thing is, she picked the wrong man and ended up in the same
Cycle.
scenario.
Always the
Oh,
way.
Lord,
She
yeah.
had kids. Her sister had kids young. Was with a man that slapped her around. Same thing. So she thought, my sister tried that. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna focus on my studies and study hard. Get out the hood that way with a good job. Blah 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 blah. So she
Yeah.
was all fully in her books. By the time she was 15, she did so well in school. She got accepted onto for a special program
Right.
for special gifted kids in another part of their town.
Yeah.
So she got accepted onto a law program. So it was all looking good for her.
Right.
The only thing was, because she was from the hood, she didn't want to get involved in all of the man them
Yeah.
up in the hood. at this new school, there are guys that are interested. No, she's at that age where you start noticing guys. But there were guys that were interested in her. But this was a quite privileged school.
Yeah.
So although guys were asking her out, she was like, no, because they were privileged guys. And
Yeah.
she didn't. Can you imagine? You're a privileged guy and you're taking your girlfriend back home to the hood. She was
Yeah.
like, no, those guys' mums aren't going to be.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
No, so
Yeah.
she stayed away from.
Yeah.
Even though those
She
guys.
knew her lane.
Yeah.
So she was like, no, I'm just here to study and I can't be with those guys because it's just not going to
Yeah.
work. I'm from the
Mhm.
hood. So one day as she's going home, she's near her home, she gets approached by an attractive guy.
Mm.
So his name is James
Okay.
and he's 4 years older than her,
Ooh.
but she's 15 at this stage. So
Ugh.
this is,
Thanks for doing the maths. Because I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh.
yeah.
yeah, nice. So yeah, he's doing a smooth operator,
Yeah.
sort of chatting her up.
Mm.
And so she's like, she's thinking, I like you, but no.
Good girl.
So she's like, no. She was like, can I have your number? And she's like, no. So she was like, okay, it's like that's Sade, So she goes off to her house, but you're in the same neighborhood. They run
Yeah.
into each other again, and then A plus B equals we're gonna get together. We're gonna get it on. So they end up getting together.
Yeah.
And she what she likes about him is that he's got nice clothes, nice jewelry.
Yeah.
She knows he's no good. He's a drug dealer.
Oh.
He's a criminal known about town.
She was
but-
better off going with one of the privileged guys.
Yeah.
Then.
But
Freaking hell.
I understand why she did it. It's in her lane, in her manner, and no, okay,
Anyway.
actually, I don't understand why she
Yeah.
would do that.
Mm.
So yeah, what's it called? So they of course start seeing each other, and after a while, it gets to the point where she's thinking about getting it on with him for the first time. So she
really?
says, "Hey, let's do it for the first time." And what do you think he says at this stage?
No.
Hmm?
No.
Sorry, she says to him,
Let's
"Let's do it." What do you think he says?
let's get married.
No, get as in doing a do.
Yeah.
And he says no. Well,
Yes.
I'm not doing it.
That's
with
what
you."
I said. I said
know.
no at first, and then you anyway.
Sorry, I thought you were
go
talking about
on.
something else.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, so my bad.
Mm.
So she's like, what? What do you mean? I know the guy. I'm offering it to you out on a table, but she thought, oh my God, he's actually saying he really respects me, kind of thing. Because most guys would be like, yeah, let's do it.
But he's trying to Jedi
Yeah,
mind trick her.
Let's do it. So yeah, so she's even more committed to it. So these two are madly in love and they stay together. Everything is cool.
How long for? Okay.
It goes on for a long time. 2 years later,
Mm.
so now we're in 1996.
Right.
They're still together, fully committed relationship.
Mm.
She's doing so well
At school.
At school,
Yeah.
he's doing so well on the streets.
Yeah.
So that's exactly how they described it. Both of them are moving up
Yeah.
in their field really,
Mhm.
really well.
Oh,
So
God.
at this stage, she gets accepted to a really good college in their area. So she's
Right.
moving on up in the law game, and he's moving on up on the
How
unlawful.
do those two did you know what I mean?
You know what?
Oil
He,
and water.
he needs a good lawyer. So he's like, I better stick with this one.
You
Lawyers
know,
are expensive.
The mum is
Don't
no
this
good.
sound like Power? Angela and
Yeah.
Ghost.
I don't
Yeah.
watch this show, but I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
her mum is no good, so we don't even hear much about the mum anymore because the mum's busy getting slapped around by next man. She said her mum was the kind of person that just went through next man. She said she can't go 2 months without having a new man in her bed. 2
Oh my
months.
gosh.
So yeah, so mum was no good. But the only one person that was constant in her life was her aunt Cora. I got the impression that it wasn't actually her aunt, but
Yeah,
like
one of those black
family-
aunts.
black
Yeah,
aunt.
where's your
family,
friend?
family
Yeah.
friend,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, but you got to call him auntie.
So
yeah.
her aunt was the first one because he no good. He can't treat. He can't give you what, sister.
Yeah.
With the waving finger, the
Yeah.
winding her neck back, all that kind of thing. But she,
Yeah.
of course,
She didn't listen.
she didn't. She's the whole. But I love him
Him.
kind of thing. Of course, she doesn't listen. She goes against the aunt's advice and stays with this
Mhm.
guy because he's the love of her life and
Yep.
teenage love, yada yada yada. So they stay
Mhm.
together. So we need to skip 2 more years. 1998. This
She's
is when
still with him.
Still with this
Damn, this
deadbeat
love is
guy.
going
This
strong.
And he
thugging
still
love.
hasn't slept with her yet.
Probably. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? God, but I'm probably thinking he probably said no because of that thing called statutory rape, you know.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
smart,
yeah.
smart,
So he was a
smart.
very smart man.
Mhm.
So yeah, good.
Yeah, she ain't
Anyway,
gone that far in law degree.
exactly. So we need to go forward a little bit to
That was good. Yeah, that was
we wait for Queen P to finish off her laughing.
Oh, sorry.
You're
go
done?
on.
No, okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna go to 1998 where the first big thing happened. So everything is cool.
Mm.
So there's one particular night that they're supposed to go on a date. Yes. So she's done her homework early, you know. She's
Good.
looking good and she's waiting, and he's
Mm.
supposed to come at let's say 7:00 for
Mhm.
you know listeners' sake. So what she doesn't know is he's got one big drug bust he's got to do before he's going on to this date. So
Yeah.
it's a big one, isn't it? So you know he's
Ooh.
got the best man then with him. So
Mhm.
yeah, so they're driving to do this big drug bust.
You keep saying drug bust, like don't you mean just drug deal? Bust is drug deal.
They're going to
Yeah,
do this
that's
big
police
drug
side,
thing.
isn't it,
right? Yeah,
my
exactly.
bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
This
See, I'm
this-
giving you street lessons. See, this is street
do,
101.
do you know James?
My friend, don't put my business out there. You get me? Anyone could be listening to this podcast. Get me? Police is bust up a model.
She could be
for their
Jamila
drug
for all
bust.
we know. Sorry. So they're going to do this massive drug deal.
Yeah.
But on the way to this said drug deal, one of his mandem says, "I need you to pull up over at the side right now."
Uh-oh.
So they do.
Mm.
And James thinks he's going to use the phone box. This is 1998 where
Yeah,
some
yeah,
people still
yeah,
use phone
yeah.
boxes, people.
Yeah.
So him and the other person, there's 3 of them in the car at this point, they pull over at the side.
Yeah.
This man gets out of the said car. There was a taxi behind them.
Uh-oh.
And, you're going to love this, he pulls out a gun.
What?
And he says to the taxi driver, this is not James, this is one of his mandem,
Yeah.
"Give me your money. Give me all your money now."
Right.
What's the point of that? Okay.
Mm.
This was, you should have seen me watch this. Like, you're a damn fool.
Mm.
So what do you do when you've got this big man in front of you, boy,
Yeah.
with a gun? You're gonna give him your
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
So the guy hands over all that he had on him, which was approximately, drum roll please, $140.
Wow.
Was
what
that
a good
it?
raid.
for that?
Yeah, that's so much
He
money.
just started the night shift, didn't
The
it?
night is not over.
This is broad daylight as well.
Right.
It's still quite light, you know. If he's
Right.
gonna go on a date after.
Okay.
So he takes the money, gets back into the car, and James and the other guy like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "You just wanted some extra cash in it." So they ride off, and they ride off a couple of blocks down, not
Mm.
even far from where Jamila lived.
right.
And then the police show up
Right. Uh-oh.
because, of course,
the plate,
parked
the
right in
plate.
front of them, license plate,
Yeah.
guns. Police are gonna be on them in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So it was police surrounding them. So
Mhm.
James claims that he didn't know that the man was gonna do that.
Right.
What,
So-
he didn't. Yeah.
He didn't know his friend was going to do
James
that. Yeah.
said that he didn't know that his friend was going to go rob the taxi man.
Yeah.
And so, of course, the police searched them. And, of course, they've got guns on them. And
And drugs,
and-
probably.
who knows from whatever.
Yeah.
Searched the car. And they've got the taxi driver to point,
ID.
to ID
Yeah.
them. And he said, "Yeah, that one.
Mm.
But so they all get arrested.
Yep.
Because at first they thought it was just going to be a routine,
Mm-hmm.
stop and check, stop and search, or
Yeah.
whatever they call it there.
Mm.
So they all got arrested. Only problem is James has got 2 felonies already,
Oh.
and you know they do this 3 strike rule.
Yeah, and then
over
that's
there.
it. You're done. Yeah.
So because his mate, sorry. So hold on. I've got a question for you guys. Do you guys think that he knew? Because the police didn't believe James. Do you think that James?
I believe he didn't know.
I
yeah.
believe that he didn't.
I believe
know.
he didn't know.
Snoop, are you?
Yeah, I thought he didn't know.
Yeah, I believe he didn't know. If he's going to do the drug bust
Yeah.
and stuff like that, how's he
$100
going
and
to know?
something dollars. You're
Yeah.
gonna start,
Yeah.
He could have had more. You know,
Yeah.
some of these taxi, these
Yep,
Uber
they're
guys,
balling.
they
Yeah.
are rolling in it.
But it's like it just seemed a bit like it wasn't something that was, they didn't know the taxi driver was going to be behind it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like and you've always got that one friend that's thirstier than everybody else. So, his friend probably just saw an opportunity and thought, let me go for it. That doesn't mean that everybody else in the car
Yeah.
knew about it. But as they say, show me who your friends are and you're showing who that person is.
That's it.
Do you know what I'm saying? So you're riding with that person. You're
They
a dirty
arrest
person.
everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guilt by association.
That's
when
it.
you're there, sorry, sometimes it just bees like that.
Yep.
So yeah.
So
anyway.
what's it called? of course, they go to prison, and then James has to call Jamila from the prison, and she said there is only one time when you answer the phone and they say, "Please hold."
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Yeah.
is someone's in
Ja-
prison.
yeah.
And when she heard it was James, she was vexed.
Of course.
So
yeah.
of course,
But she knew he lived that life, so
But yeah, if you're living that life good and you're not getting caught, you could turn a blind eye to it. You know,
Mm.
she was looking for a date night in it, and you know
Yep.
whatever they were gonna do. So her
Mm.
plans are ruined. So of course she goes to Aunt Cora, and you know,
You were
and she
right.
goes. Aunt Cora's like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "James got arrested," and Aunt Cora's like, "Yeah." She's like, "But I told you he was no good. Don't worry, you could do better. You can do better. Don't worry, you can get another man."
Mm.
So, because he had 2 felony charges already, one of them included an attempted murder.
Oh, this guy's a
He,
fool.
of course, he went straight to trial, the whole 3 strikes, and
Yeah.
he went down he got sentenced to 12 years in prison over $140.
Wow.
I will kill that friend first.
Mm-hmm. Me
So,
too.
I
Me
would.
too. And go down for murder.
I
And go,
would.
yes,
I'm
now I'm
back.
getting what I need. Yes. This is one I've agreed to. This is one I want. Yes, good.
Now I know why I'm in here.
So at this stage, they've been together over 5 years. What would you
Wow.
do at this stage? Your
Bye.
man is going to prison for 12 long
Bye.
years.
She's now what, 20?
She's
You know, she's been with him for 5 years. For
from
what is it?
15
For 5
yeah,
years. Yeah.
she's about 20.
She's 20. She's still got the rest of her life. I'll be like, sorry, I don't think so.
But
Or
this
what
is
are
the
we?
only guy she's known though. It might be a bit more difficult.
No, or do you know what I do? This is what I do. Listeners, see, the dating specialist. I would be dating other people while writing him letters, you know, all that stuff. So if I'm
love
single
you.
by the time he comes out, then hey, he's there waiting for me. But I'll be having my fun and doing my shizzle.
Snoop.
What?
Why are you here? Then what would you do? This is your man that you
No.
love, and he's been with you for 5 years, but he's not coming out for 12
I'll be
years.
over.
What
On
are
a
you
serious
thinking to
note,
do?
nah, I'm
No,
done with
it's
it.
done.
Yeah, bye.
But then
Sorry.
I'm just thinking, this is Snoop at this age. Snoop at
Yeah.
that age. It's a bit difficult when you're that age
Younger.
and that's
Yeah.
the first person.
Hmm.
You stick a bit more loyal. So, yeah. What did she do?
Glad you asked. The girl stays with this man.
Yeah, at
She
that age, it's
loves
expected.
her man.
Hmm.
So, but she's got a little bit more control of the situation. She gets to, to study and,
Yeah.
and
just
she
get
gets
on
to
with her
control
life.
that kind of relationship. So what happens is she 2 years later she graduates from school
Yeah.
and she gets accepted to be an intern at a really like high flying law firm.
Good girl.
So every other weekend is the visiting. He's in a maximum security prison, so they get to
Right.
visit once every other weekend. So
right.
she's going there religiously. It's far away,
Mhm.
but she makes it. I love you. I'm gonna stick this out with you. We're ride or die,
Please.
Bonnie and Clyde.
Until
Whatever.
The day she saw Felicia coming to
all,
visit him.
all,
as well.
all of that, all of that jazz. Until, of course, with the demand of the jobs, it gets bigger
Too
and bigger.
much. Yeah.
And at one stage, the visits become few and far between because she's
Yeah.
she's
She's
trying
got
to
life.
work.
Got life,
She's got a life.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
she's thinking, I need to hold it down for my man while he's away, and when he's out,
Mm.
everything needs to be set up and good. So
Yeah.
so he, of course, he gets mad at her because he ain't getting his,
Mm.
his girl every
Yeah.
2 weeks, and maybe she doesn't love,
So
maybe she doesn't love
selfish.
a man.
Mhm.
Exactly, we're gonna come back to the whole selfish part. So yeah, so okay, at this stage, when she does finally come next, after this is 2 years in pen, yeah.
Mhm.
They have the talk. Now,
Right.
both of these people have different stories as to what
What
happened. And I'm
happened.
going to ask you guys which one you believe is true.
Right. So they asked him and they asked her.
Yeah.
Or like they had two versions. Okay, cool.
By the way, this knife thing is not coming for a while, so
Yeah, no problem, no
We're
probs.
nowhere near a knife situation.
Cool.
Okay, so they're in their fortnightly meeting in maximum security jail,
Mhm.
and she says he told her, I barely get to see you. I love you. I want to be with you. La 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 la. How about we make this official
And get
Let's
married.
Get married, and then we could see each other more. That whole jiggy conjugal
Yeah,
visits.
yeah, conjugal
know?
visits. Yeah.
How about it? Let's do it. His version, he says she's lying. He says that he said, look, I've been down here for 2 years. I'm not getting out early. I've got another 10-year stretch. You are better off leaving me, finding another man, living your best life,
Lies.
And you know, men.
Lies.
And I haven't even finished.
Mhm.
And I've been lying to you the whole time. I've got another girl on
Felicia,
the
I
go.
told you she was there.
Mhm.
I've got another girl on the go. She told me that she'll marry me, and I'll have my conjugal visits with her.
What kind of rubbish is that?
And he also said that she said, "No, you're my man. I've been with you
please,
for these 2
please,
years. That
please.
you've been down in jail, and I was with you for
Please.
5 years
Please.
before the jail thing. If there's
Please.
anyone that should marry you, let it be me." I don't know where the accent came from, but who do you believe?
Her.
It's gotta be her.
It's gotta be her.
Her. Of course, it's going to be.
His one
believe
don't
her.
make sense.
Exactly. Please. And the woman's just going to go, oh, yeah, it's okay. You've been cheating on me for how many years? Let me
Yeah.
reward you by being your wife and giving you
Not-
conjugal
not a lot
visits.
of
I don't
guys
think
say
so.
that, like, carry on
Yeah.
with your life. I put myself in here.
Please.
People don't. They're too
Yeah,
selfish that way. They won't see
please.
it that way.
Please. A woman is more likely to say that to a
And
man.
because she's young, yeah.
Yeah, like,
she's
you know,
more
you
likely
go
to
and
go,
live your life. Do
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, rather than a man. No, the man's going to be like, no, I want someone to keep coming to see me.
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah, you're
you know?
mine.
Yeah. So, all right,
Because remember, he hasn't got any. I didn't mention he hasn't really got any family. His mother passed away
yeah.
at a very young age,
Mhm.
and his father. Hey, you know your mom, your mom. You know,
And his boys are in the pen
yeah,
in
probably
all
yeah,
in,
maximum security next to
yeah.
him. And his dad was that doing what he did, his roadman,
Yep.
drug deals and
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, he's from that life.
yeah. So he's just a carbon
got
copy
no
of
one.
his dad. So he
Yep.
said the only person he's got is this girl,
Yeah.
or he says he's got other girls running up in
Felicia.
to visit him. Yeah, Felicia, whatever.
Contisha.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all of them.
Mhm.
Even if they do have other girls, they still won't want to let her go because she's
Yeah.
got the prospect of doing well.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, so,
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he needs her to mess up
Yeah.
her life. Yep.
So
Yep.
we were left to choose who was who you
Who's-
believe.
Right.
So anyway, get to not even a year later, 2001, they get married
Right.
in the prison chapel,
right.
and she tells nobody.
Okay.
She ain't gonna tell her mama. She ain't gonna tell
Yeah,
her
'cause no one
sister.
would accept.
She ain't gonna
Mm.
tell Aunt Cora
They won't
because
approve.
nobody approves.
Right.
And okay,
Okay.
she loves her man, but she's secretly ashamed of this life. It's
Mm.
not good.
Yeah.
La 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 la. Anyway, so of course they get their jiggy, they get their conjugal visits, and
Mm.
everything's cool. She's in her high flying, law firm. Okay, so let's jump. This is 2001. They get married. 2009. She is now a very successful paralegal,
Wow.
Right.
and 2009 is also the year that James gets
Comes
out
out.
of prison.
Wow.
Hmm.
So, of course, now they're both. She's in her early 30s, and he's
Yeah.
in his mid 30s. But at this stage, but of course, he comes out. She's got her home, so he moves into her home.
Of course.
Married couple, but everything is different. He can't be living that street life no more. She's
Yeah.
no longer studying. She's in a law career.
Mm.
Yeah.
But of course, they're not kids no more. But she said he changed after he got out of prison.
He has
He
to.
became mean, bad-tempered, and selfish. Of course, conditioned to that prison lifestyle
Yeah,
where
of
you
course.
could be dead if you say the
Mhm.
wrong thing.
Yep,
You've
you've got to watch your back. You've got to,
you got to
you're
watch your
soft
front.
in
You got
there.
to watch the
Yeah.
back. You can't pick up the soap. All of that malarkey.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
it's true. Don't pick up the.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you don't want to be doing that in pen. So so he just became very jumpy. She can't do that thing where you put your hands over the eyes because he fix it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So what started happening was they got into bad arguments, and
Right.
she admits that she verbally
Phaedra
abused him
and
a bit.
Apollo.
She said she knows how
Mm.
to. Your man.
She knows
you
to
know how
push the buttons.
You know what to say to get a reaction, and
Mhm.
she'll be like, "You're no good for me. You ain't got no job. I'm the
Mhm.
one holding you down. You promised me a good life, and now I'm giving you a good life."
Mhm.
All of that nonsense. So what did he?
What is the point? Only to rub that in his face. I mean,
Yeah,
what did
you
she
you
think
knew
when
what
he's
you were
gonna come
getting
out?
into. Yeah,
you're all
straight
right.
away.
You're all
Yeah.
right. So what does he do? He doesn't want to get a job, but he does. He goes out and gets a job as a fitness instructor. Not many people are going to want to hire
Good.
you.
Yeah.
This sounds
After-
like Phaedra and
after-
Did I just
Apollo.
say that?
Oh, I didn't hear
You
you.
guys heard me say it.
Oh,
I
I
said
didn't
this
hear
is Phaedra and Apollo.
That's
Go.
what I
Yeah.
thought. Like Phaedra and
I'm going to
Apollo.
run you this episode. Be like, I know her. I know that girl.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets a job as a fitness instructor. One of the only you can't get that many jobs after you've had 12
Yeah.
years stretch in prison. So he does that. So he's thinking, okay, I'm bringing in. It's not as much as she is, but I'm
Bringing in
bringing
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
something. Hopefully she'll be happy. Is she happy? No, she ain't, because that's not enough money. be a man. What if I have a baby? You're not gonna be able to. Yeah, they're both crazy. That's what you guys have realized
What
now.
is her
So she's just resentful. He promised her a lot. He's come up real short, and she's held it down, and he can't even provide. Nothing much. Anyway,
How do you expect
so
something from someone
thank
who's
you.
got nothing?
I'm just glad that he even got
Like,
a job.
he came from the streets first of all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His life is already risky.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Okay, he ends up in jail. You say you want to marry him.
Yep.
And you're still stuck by him and everything like that.
And,
And now he comes out. Now you're complaining, bitch. What the
Mhm.
hell? What kind of mental health
Exactly.
condition is this?
She's an idiot.
they're
It's
both. This
stupid.
time, I'm normally on one side. They're both fools, but you've gathered that by now.
Yeah.
So what does he do? He gets a second job. So now he's working 7 days a week, trying to work things out. And of course, it's not good enough for her as well. So he also enrolls to be in college as well. So college, 2 jobs
Wow.
as well, just trying to make this woman happy. But of course, it's a whole lot of mess.
Right.
So, of course, daily fights, blah blah blah. So, at one point they get into a fight so bad. He said, she said. This is another. What do you think? What do you think happened? She says he slapped her across the face so hard, so hard that her lip busted.
Whoa.
So she said that she went outside to cool off. She said for the first time she felt like her mum. She was like, I've become my mother again.
Mm.
So he said that they were arguing so bad that he grabbed her by the mouth so hard that it busted her lip.
That's rubbish. He hit her.
You hit her.
He hit her.
Thank
And listen,
you.
we don't condone obviously violence, but
Or domestic
everybody
violence,
has. We're not saying that it's good, but everyone has their breaking point, and it seems like he lost control. He should have just left, but he's able to get not even 1 job, 2 jobs, and
And
go to
study
college. I
college.
mean, what?
Yep. He's not bringing in as much money, but he's due. I feel
Yeah,
like he
he's
was
doing something.
doing the
Yeah,
best
at the
that
end,
he can.
yeah. It's at the end of the day, she was living her lifestyle when he was in prison. So stop. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
anyway, sorry.
So as they continue, that was the first time it ever got physical.
Right.
But after that, it was like every day it was getting
once that
physical.
door opens
But
up.
Yeah.
There's what's it called? He said that she would throw. If he tried to hit her, she threw a vase at him once. One time she was fighting with the broom. Anything. She literally said she hit me with the broom so many times. It just got ridiculous. But they stayed together.
All that thing
Right.
breaking up in my house that I paid for.
Imagine the neighbours like they're at it again.
Yeah.
So of course, but they stayed together. They love each other. So 2010. This is
I
what
can
this
Tina.
is.
Mm.
1 year later, 2010. One day at work, what happens? He sees a beautiful girl on a cycling machine, and he's like, "I want some of that."
Right.
So he starts an affair
Mm.
with this girl that is a member of the gym that he works at.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, his wife clocks it really, really quickly because he's really sloppy. The reason why he was sloppy, think about the year that he went down before the millennium. He went down.
Before
before the internet
internet.
out.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So he's
Got
come
it.
out of prison, and the internet
He
is all sorts of things
Yes.
now.
Yeah,
So
she can track, she can look,
Yeah.
she can.
and he
ain't got those skills.
Behind.
Mhm.
He's
Yeah.
behind.
yeah.
So she said she found out she checked his phone
Yeah.
and his email, and she confronted him, and he's like, "Baby, I'm sorry. I'm
you saw you got caught.
I'm not gonna do it again." And of course, she forgives him, and of course, she confronts the girl at the gym,
What?
and she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "You know James?" She's like, "Yeah, that's my man." She's like, "Yeah, but I'm the wife." And she pulls out the ring, and the girl goes, "I didn't know I didn't know he was married. Yeah, I'll leave him alone. I'll leave him alone." She's like, "Mm-hmm," all of that.
Right.
So yeah, so everything's cool for a little bit until the next affair. He's there. He starts another affair. He thinks he's smart, but it's that thing called internet browser and history, which he hasn't clocked on. So but this time she could deal with him, sleeping around. But there was one Spanish girl who just moved to Baltimore, and he was telling her how much he loved her, and
Right.
that he just needed to sort out this problem with his wife, and then he's gonna go leave his wife to be with this next girl. And that is what sent her over the edge. She said she
Right.
could deal with him sleeping around, but the whole emotional
gonna leave
connection
me.
with
Yeah.
another woman sent her over the edge. No knife yet at this point.
Right.
So, what do you think she did at this point? Is she staying? Is she going?
I think she's staying.
Went to meet the girl.
She probably did. No.
What happened?
So at this point, she said, "I've had enough of you," and she kicked him out.
Good.
Oh, good. That's
Well,
a
she
good move.
roughed him
Finally.
up. She ripped his shirt. She was like,
Mm-mm.
she threw his clothes. She goes, "Get out, get out!" That kind of thing. So she kicks him out,
Mm.
and he goes, God knows, one of his, mandem's house.
Yeah.
And so this thing with them is over.
Right.
So for 3 whole weeks, there is no contact with them, between them. So it's
Right.
pretty official. So it's cool. During these 3 weeks, she gets really ill. She
She's
thinks-
pregnant.
She thinks she's got a bladder infection, and there's pain. And she goes to the doctor. She goes, "Yeah, I've got this bladder infection," and it's just one
She's
shift.
pregnant.
Doctor
Yeah,
went, "No,
it is.
no, you got baby in your belly. You're pregnant."
Mm.
So she's like,
Lordy.
I thought I got rid of this man. Aunt Cora was happy, and now he's back.
For good.
He's
Yeah.
back. So she's vexed, of course. So I would be
Mm.
like, just got rid of this fool, and now I've got a baby. So she calls him up, and she was like, "I got some news." It's like, "What?" She's like, "I'm pregnant." And she was like, "No, you're playing." She goes, "No, for real. I've just come back from the doctor." And he was like, "Okay, so this is a chance to, for us to, be a family. We said we wanted to have kids and la la la." You
Who's
can
saying
see
this?
Snoop's face. She's like, "What?"
Who's saying this? He's saying this? Or
Yeah,
she's
He's
saying
saying
this?
this. He's saying this.
But I thought he was with the Spanish girl and he got the Spanish
Mhm.
girl.
Listen, now that a baby's in the picture, he can have the baby, he can have Jamila, and he can have the Spanish girl for
Okay.
all we know and care. So
Boy.
what does she do? She gets back with him, and Aunt Cora's like slapping her head, like, "What? Why are you gonna have a baby with this fool? He's not good for you,"
Mm.
kind of thing. So they get back together, and then 6 months later, she said everything is going okay until she found out about another affair.
Oh.
So they get into
There's
another
no surprise
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
they get into another fight, but this time he, grabs her by the neck. She's 6 months pregnant,
What?
and he grabs her and pushes her up against the wall.
Mm.
And they didn't get more physical, but she was like, "If he can hit me while I'm pregnant with my baby,
With his baby,
Mhm.
no." She was like, that was the only time we got physical during the pregnancy. So come to 2011, she has the baby, and it's a baby boy. But the moment she has the baby, she says, "I can't do this no more. I've got no patience for this man because now there's a baby involved."
But you
know,
could
at-
have had that baby and done everything without him even
Exactly.
being in the
At this
picture.
stage, this was her mother with a new baby, and her mum picked the wrong decision. So,
Oh dear.
yeah, this is the crux of the story. Okay, I know Queen P's gonna love this part. Okay, 3 months later, I think the baby's with someone else is taking care of the baby for the day.
Yeah.
He comes back from work. They start fighting and arguing for whatever reason. And she's trying to walk away from him. She goes to the kitchen and he starts throwing food at her. And it's like, "You better make me some food," and like throwing, cucumber and throwing an apple at her. She
Mm.
turns away from it to the counter, and she said she just starts to think of all of the abuse that she's taken for 15 years.
Uh-oh.
And she said something
She
inside of
snapped.
her just
Snap.
snapped. She's like, "I can't do this no more. I can't do this no more." So one thing that's in front of her is a knife. It's not a big knife. It's like maybe you cut an apple with this knife. So she picks up this
Well, he's
knife.
still alive to tell the story, so I'm
There you
assuming
go.
he didn't die.
Yeah, he didn't die.
Yeah.
James is still living and breathing today.
Yeah.
So, but think of it. She's about 5'2", and this guy's nearing 7 foot. So,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, she picks up the knife and she turns around, and he's like, "What you put that down, girl? What you gonna do with that?"
Self-defense, mate.
And she's like,
Self-defense.
"You better shut up and back up, or you're gonna see what I'm gonna do with this." And
Uh-oh.
he's like, "Yeah, quit playing." So she jukes him. She stabs him in the lower abdomen.
Wow.
And yeah, so she pulls it out, and she's like, "Yeah, now what?" He was like, "You stabbed me! Well, you crazy fool! You crazy! Ah, get away from me! Get away from me!" And she was like, "Yeah, you better shut up, because I'm about to do it again."
Sounds
so-
like the bitch.
Yep. So she stabs him again. She stabs him
Right.
a second time, and then he said, of course, he could easily overpower her, but he didn't want to cut her in the struggle, and then it's worse.
Yeah.
So all he tried to do was defend himself. So she stabs him a third time in the stomach, and then somehow he gets away from her. He struggles out of the house. She follows him onto the road with
Oh
a
my
knife.
God.
This must have looked brilliant. So he happens to flag down a taxi,
Mm.
and he jumps into the taxi. He's like,
Oh, was it the
Hospital.
one they jumped earlier? Sorry.
it would have been great if it was that, but he was like, "Oh hell no, no." So what's it called? So what's it called? So she's like, yeah, get out. She said, I hope you die.
Oh
I
my
hope you
gosh.
die. So he rushes off. He's rushed off to the hospital. Queen P, you're gonna love this bit. So she goes back. Once he got off, she goes back to the apartment, and very calmly she cleans the blood off the knife, and then she puts the knife back in its normal place, and then she pulls out a pack of cigarettes and her finest wine that she has. She smokes that cigarette as she sips on, on that wine. And she said she never felt so free or so good in her life. So at this point, she's been interviewed by a psychiatrist. And she was like, but didn't you care about being arrested or go to prison? She was like, at that point, I didn't give a damn. I just felt like freedom, and I felt justified and vindicated. I would have gone to prison with a big smile on my face.
But that's her career over. That's everything over.
She felt like her life was over. She's getting tossed around, and she's held this guy down for 12 years of prison. No one asked her to, but she did, and she just feels like, what's the point anymore? So she just really said that she just lost it. So James gets to A&E, and he's stable. He's not in
life threatening.
It's not life threatening. So they've sealed up the wounds, and so of course you guys probably watch NCIS or SVU. What happens when someone comes in with juked up 3 times?
Yeah.
Police are gonna visit you. So the police are there trying to interview him. They're like, "Who did this to you?" And he's like, "Nobody did this to me." They're like, "Just say the name." He goes, "No, I don't." He said he didn't want to press charges. He didn't want nothing to happen because they've just had a baby 3 months ago, which means he doesn't want to be lumbered with a baby while she's doing a 10-year stretch. That's what he means.
Spanish girl ain't there.
And Spanish girl ain't going to hold down his 3-month-old
Of
you.
course.
So he said he never confessed that it was her. 3 hours later, who shows up to visit James?
She does.
Jamila.
Oh no, she come to finish him off.
She came up, he was like, no. And he was like, what the F are you doing here? She said, I came to see how you were. I came to see if you were alive. And she was like, look, she said, I'm sorry. I know it went a step too far. I came to see if you were alive and if you were okay. And he says, yeah, I'm good, kind of thing. She was like, this has gone too far. This can't happen no more. So cut a long story short, he gets discharged from the hospital once he's okay. And she drives him home, and he said, we can't do this no more. I'm not good for you. You're not good for me. This combination is not good for our baby son. We need to
split up.
Cut the romantic stuff out, because this is not a good environment for either one of us three. So, they said they were crying in the car. He said he recognizes that he was bad to her. He recognizes that he shouldn't have never have laid a finger on her, and he should never have cheated on her. He should have, he just admitted all of his mistakes. She said she felt good hearing that he recognizes where he'd made his mistakes. But then, so this was a good few years ago. She said ever since that day, she felt like for everything he did, stabbing him leveled the playing field. She felt like it was a tie.
That's my kind of girl.
He smacked me up, but I stabbed him. So it's a tie.
Yeah, he cheated on me, but I stabbed him.
But I got him back. Stabbed him 3 times. Makes up for all those times he slapped me.
One for each one.
Punched me.
Going to jail for 12 years.
Yeah, all of that. She said, but ever since that day, he has never raised his voice to her. He's never disrespected her.
Yeah, because he knows.
He's scared.
Because if she's near the kitchen, it can happen again.
He's been a saint. Ever since, he's been a good father, and we have a good, healthy co-parenting relationship.
They're both crazy. They need to lock them both up.
And that is the end of Wives with Knives. What have we learned from this?
Oh, please tell us.
We have learned if your man hits you, get out. If your man is going to do a 12-year stretch and you are not married and you do not have kids, that is your chance to say it, Queen P.
Goodbye.
You could have said get out, but
get out.
Get out, goodbye. You cut ties. You can't be sitting there accepting him back after he cheated on her 1, 2, 3 times that she knows of.
Yep. It's too much.
Yeah, and if they both made mistakes, but that was just some crazy relationship. The stabbing part, that was when my eyes went wide. Like, whoa.
It's too much.
Don't do it, ladies, gents. Don't do it.
Thank you, my lady.
And I don't think I'm going to get invited back again. I keep saying this every time I'm on here.
Yeah, because you're coming with some intenseness.
I don't even actually really watch these shows. This is the first time I've watched this show.
So what, they find you?
They find me. they called me. You know, James and Jamila. They called me. So yeah, I've done this just for you guys. So I'd like to come back, do some more.
No,
Actually,
thanks.
no, Wives with Knives. They've stopped showing it on Sky. So that's another one that I need to protest and, you know, get a petition together. But yeah, I'd like to come back with more. What would you do, or what do you think happened? That's what I liked about that one, because with Dates from Hell, it's very linear. Whereas with this one, it was, this happened, and someone else saying, no, that person's lying. I think this happened, and so you were left to figure out and make your own decision as to who you think is telling the truth.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times she was telling the truth, because she admitted that she was crazy, and she admitted that she joked up one man, and she hasn't got to go to prison for it because he refused to, you know, prosecute or even admit it was her.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So
Well,
yeah,
thank you for that, Shay Queen.
don't fight your wife in the kitchen.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry.
So guys, remember, you can get at us we are on iTunes, we are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Podbean. And you can email us at freepms.ladies@gmail.com. I'm your girl, Queen P.
Peace out. I'm Snoop.
I'm never coming back, so I'm not getting invited, but I'm the Shade Queen.
Bye.